Hey, guess what? This is my lazy vlog. I'm probably going to try to start doing a thing here where I'm putting myself on kind of a regular upload schedule. So starting today, I'm going to try to do one of these lazy vlog kind of things every Saturday. That's my goal. Gonna try for it. You know, if you want to follow these lazy vlog things, come back to my channel every Saturday and check it. Or, you know, I mean, every time I do it, it's going to be on the social media places, obviously. So, but just check back with me every Saturday, and there should be one of these videos up. That's the goal I'm going to try to go every Saturday, just so you know. And if you don't care, then hey, you know, whatever. So you probably noticed that the last video uploaded to my channel was a short film that was rather emotional, if I do say so myself, called Billy. And by the way, everybody who told me that they watched it and it was emotional and moving and made them cry and all that, thank you. That means I did my job well. So I take that as a big compliment. If the film made you cry, I mean, I'm sorry that it made you cry, but at the same time, thank you. It's kind of an odd thing to say thank you for, but it means that I did my job. So the story behind that film, it goes back a little bit further. That film was made in spring. I can't remember exactly what month. Spring, somewhat late spring, early summer-ish, 2016, for 48 Film Project. But the story of that film goes back a little bit further than that. So, first of all, going back all the way to, gosh, 2011. I don't know if you know this, I'm a creative person. Creative people, such as myself, tend to have more ideas than they can actually have the time to do. So back in 2011, I had the idea to make a film about a cop that's chasing a bad guy, accidentally shoots a kid, which I'm going to tell you straight up, at the time, I mean, now modern times, that's kind of relevant with stories that have been in the news in the recent-y times of things. But at the time that I came up with the idea, honestly, it was just inspired by the movie Die Hard, when Carl Winslow tells, that's not actually his name in the movie. That's the actor also plays a cop in Family Matters. That's why I call him Carl Winslow. I can't remember off the top of my head the officer in that movie what his name is, but Carl Winslow talks about how he was a cop and he accidentally shot a kid who had a ray gun that looked real enough, and that's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch that movie. But that part always kind of stuck with me, and I watched it again, and I you know, that would we hear stories like that, but actually seeing that happen could be very powerful. But at the time, I wanted to make it into like an infomercial, and then like have that scene play out, and then have a caption come up at the end. Not really an infomercial, more like a PSA. That's the word I want. Have a caption come up at the end, something about like watch your children, or do you know where your children are, or play safe in the streets, or something cheesy. Like, it was going to end up being cheesy. I'm glad I didn't do that, because what I did ended up being better. But anyway, so I sat on that idea since then, since 2011-ish. Because at the time I had just done the Ketchup Kid, which is an award-winning short. It won the competition that it was in, but it was a comedy. And at the time, the EAG was primarily comedy. I had done one serious-toned thing, but it was still a joke. The DSPS short film that I did, which you can find on my channel. It was serious toned, but it's a mockumentary, so it's still kind of a joke. So at the time, I was not wanting to do, I don't know if you know this, but I tend to try to shy away from heavy emotion things, even in real life. Like, just, like, I don't like serious, heavy emotions. So that translates into my art as well, my filmmaking as well. I just tend to not like doing serious, heavy, emotional things. I don't like the feels, good or bad. I just don't like them. So I try to make EAG Productions all comedy, all fun, all escape the feels and have a laugh. So I put that idea in the back in my idea bank and let it sit there for a while. Then in 2015, October I think it was, EAG Productions did 48 Film Project, and we put out the short film Cuff. Cuff is short for it. It's called Off the Cuff. We call it Cuff because it's just easier. It's like the shortened version, but it's called Off the Cuff, and we put that out. That's the short film that The Darkest Timeline is actually based on. You can find that up on my channel as well. We liked that short film so much, we're turning it into a web series. And there's a playlist on my channel of all of my short films and whatnot, and that'll be on it. So if you want to get an idea of what The Darkest Timeline is going to be like, you can watch that short film and it'll give you a really good idea. But anyways, so we did that short film for 48 Film Project 2015 and did not win. When they announced the winners, we saw that it was all drama. There was one or two comedies, but those comedies were dark comedies. So nothing that was actually like a fun, lighthearted comedy made the winning list at all. It was all serious, all drama. So, and by now I had done Time, which was a very emotionally moving piece, kind of a tearjerker, that one on my list. It's also on my playlist. That one dedicated to Robin Williams, so it's kind of a emotional one. And so I kind of opened up to the idea of doing drama. So when they announced the winners and it was all drama, I told my crew I want to do 48 Film Project again in 2016, only this time, because the winners of last year was all drama, I want to do something that's so powerfully dramatic that I kick them in the teeth with my drama. I use that phrase. I want my drama to kick them in the teeth. I want to kick the judges in the teeth with my drama. Or kick their teeth in, or something like that. But that's what I told my crew at the time. And they started kicking around ideas, and I said, wait, stop. I got this. And I reached back into my idea bank brainy parts, and I pulled up that idea that I had from 2012 or 2011 of the cop shooting the kid. And I told it to him, and I told it to my crew, and their immediate reaction was like, wow, you weren't kidding. That's really dark and really dramatic, and you really do want to kick them in the teeth with your drama, don't you? And I was like, yes, I do. We didn't build, so I had a very specific idea for how I wanted it to play out, and I wanted it to be heartbreaking. And so to everybody who said that it was heartbreaking, that's why I say thank you, because it was supposed to be heartbreaking. And I'm very proud. And so we went into it and we did it, and Billy did not win. I had to wait until they announced the winners before posting it, but it's up now, but it didn't win. But I'm still very proud, even though it didn't win, of how it came out. Like, I think that's one of my better pieces, and I'm very, very, very happy that I did it. Even though I try to stay away from drama. I mean, if you look at my career, everything has been all primarily silly, happy, fun time stuff. I don't do the dramas too very often, but I did, and I'm happy that I did, and I'm very, very proud of that short film. So if you haven't seen it yet, Billy, starring my younger brother, actually, as the kid, as Billy, who gets shot by the cop. So, but anyways, that was, it was for 48 Film Project, which means I went into, 48 Film Project gives you 48 hours to make a short film. From the time they start the clock, they give you 3 thematic elements, then you have to make a short film based on those thematic elements. And so I went into it knowing I wanted to make a short about a cop chasing a bad guy that shoots a kid, and then I worked all the other minutiae of the details on production revolving around the thematic elements that they gave us, which were the line, your future depends on your past. The prop was shoes, and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the character was Jan Cusack, which I don't know how do you make Jan Cusack the hairdresser in a drama, but we figured it out and it worked. Anyways, so 10 minutes giving you the backstory now of the short film Billy that is up on my channel now. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it, because I'm really, really proud of it. And yeah, so that's up and it's out and it's a thing. And now I'm gonna, move on to the next project, The Darkest Timeline. By the way, the Indiegogo campaign has ended, and we raised a good amount. And on the last day, the amount that was raised got doubled before the end of the campaign. So thank you very much to everybody who donated. To everyone else, like, a number of people were telling me they wanted to donate but weren't able to before the campaign ended, or only heard about the campaign after it ended. So to those people, I say there is still a way that you can help support The Darkest Timeline. EAG Productions is on Patreon. And on Patreon, you can, it's like a subscription-based service. You can continually support it for a lot cheaper. Like, for example, with my Patreon, with EAG Productions Patreon, first of all the money that is raised through Patreon goes to productions like The Darkest Timeline. It doesn't go into my pocket. It goes to the production company and pays for production expenses. And there are a lot of. But so, like, in mine, it's you pledge to pay per video. And I've been uploading multiple videos per week to my YouTube channel, but only one a week to Patreon. And starting after this, I'm only going to do one a week to YouTube, or I'm going to try to. Only one a week every Saturday is my new upload schedule. That's why I pointed this out, because every Saturday, one video, which means one video to YouTube and then to Patreon. And so if you, for example, on Patreon, you can pledge to donate $1, one single dollar per video, which means that at the end of the month, Patreon will then charge you $4. $1 per each video that I uploaded, which was one per week. So that's $4 a month that Patreon will then charge you at the end of the month for the combined total of the month. $1 per video. That's $4. $4. That's like, that's easy. Like, you can do $4, like an easy way that you can still help out the show, and still be a part of making it happen, even though we missed the Indiegogo campaign. And thank you very much to everybody who did do the Indiegogo campaign. Very much appreciated. You're helping getting things rolling. But with Patreon, there is still a way that it can be supported to everybody else. So I'll put a link to the Patreon. I'll put a link, the buttons on the screen. When I put my finger over the camera right now, it's going to go black, and then the buttons on the screen will come up. You can press those buttons, even on mobile. They're links, and by now everybody kind of knows how those links work, because it's like a standard thing on YouTube now, I think, so I don't really have to explain it. But thank you for everybody for watching. Thank you for everybody for donating. Go watch my short film, and hey, guess what? This was my 13-minute long lazy vlog. Sorry it got so long there.